So, so
We're
I was
back.
gonna say, I was gonna say there's another word, underpinnings,
Yeah, underpinning, which is kind of like a foundation, right?
but is it not, it's not negative.
No, it's not.
I've
So
never
the
heard that.
oh, you haven't? Yeah, it's like let's see, the underpinning of it could relate to almost anything. It's like what lies underneath that supports something. So the underpinning of a building, the underpinning of an idea, of a concept, of a conversation, the under what's underneath it that supports it. There you got a new word.
Yep.
So it's kind of
And
like
then
a
Yeah.
I was also thinking about the motivational words underneath courage,
Hmm.
and fear can be a motivating word as well.
It can be. You're absolutely right. Yep. I'm going to add that to the list because it's what you do with the fear, right? It's
You
like
take action.
be afraid and do it anyway, right? Yeah.
Terry, can you do me a favor and recap what you have on your notes real quick?
Yeah. Yeah. So what I have right now is I have uh under is the word for the day, but as well as under I have beneath and foundation.
Mhm.
And then I took a list of what are the qualities or the characteristics under um, courage. So it came up with faith, values, trust, beliefs, principles, hope, intuition, curiosity, and fear. And then in the middle, I put, well, how do we access that? Well, we choose it, right? So here's what we can do to access what's under courage. Then in the middle, we choose it. And then over here, I put, well, what keeps us from choosing and acting on that was fear, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs.
Mm.
And so then I don't remember where we went to next, but I have what written down on my notes. I
We're
don't,
just talking about underpinning, another word.
yeah,
And I
another
was like, oh,
word.
that's
Yeah.
foundation, it sounds like.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it is like a foundation, exactly. Maybe I don't know where, I mean, I've heard that word all my life, but I'm not sure in what context, other than it supports
It might
what's on top of it. It's under, and pinning is like a scaffold, like a scaffold. I think of underpinning as a scaffolding.
I was thinking about birds,
Mm.
About
that they
what?
have birds, they have like underpinning tendons or whatever that they can fly.
Ah, yeah, there you go. There's another without that they couldn't fly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just pulling it out of thin air.
yeah, no, but I mean that's important that it's structural, right? So in
Yep.
a bird's wings, there's some kind of underpinning that allows them to fly. Yeah, yeah. So I
I
just
think you
wanted,
mentioned underdog too, one of you did. You mentioned the word
yeah,
underdog, and I
underdog
don't
was,
consider that to be a negative either. It's to me, it's like the underdog side of things is like somebody might expect that you're gonna the odds are against you,
yeah,
but it
yeah,
doesn't mean that they do lose.
yeah.
I'm a
I
champion of the
always
underdog. I love that.
in the Super Bowl, I always root for the underdog.
I mean,
Unless it's the
everybody loves an
Packers.
underdog. They
Yeah, I mean,
persevere.
yeah. And they're there because they persevered. They're the underdog, but yet they're there. And when Fresno State played UCLA, I mean, you look at a not little, but a much smaller university, and UCLA, a huge, and we
Mhm.
beat them. And it was like, oh my gosh, that
Yep.
feeling, that euphoria of the underdog. Uh, you know, um, yeah, yeah, that's good. I'm glad you brought that up. It doesn't
But
have to
that
be negative.
well, and the other thing with that, why I think that ties in really awesome with the heart of courage is because I mean to be named as an underdog, like
Hmm.
you have to have huge heart to keep going with whatever people think, opposing thoughts about, that you could succeed or complete or win something as that quote unquote underdog. You have to have big heart
That's a
and
Yeah,
motivator
courage
as
to
well.
move. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just writing all this down to help me remember. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would never would have gone there. So thank you for bringing that up because I always go for the underdog and
Yep.
often feel like I'm the underdog. Uh, which can be positive or not, right? Because it can be
Yeah.
a limiting belief, or it can be I'm still here. I'm still
Mhm.
working on this. I've
A
met this
driver.
opposition. I've met all this opposition. Kind of like getting the homeless shelter ribbon cutting today. You know,
Yeah. Yay.
when I started that, I definitely was an underdog. I mean, not
You had
not
to
like
fight for
not
it.
not liked very much. People were really upset, and I could have just yeah, caved in. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
I think that's where
good.
that kind of comes from too, the underdog. Like, I don't know the origin of it or anything, but it makes me think about that you have to work like a dog. Like you have to work for it. And not to think, not to say that people that don't consider themselves an underdog don't work for it, but it's
Right,
to
right.
see the side of things where you're like, wow, that's an unlikely outcome that I saw
Yeah,
coming. And like we
yeah,
love surprise. We love like, you know, the kind of stories that just make it go, ooh, wow, I didn't see that ending coming.
yeah, yeah. When you think of the movies, I just think of the movie Rudy, the football player kid, and then the other one where the family adopts the football player, a true
Oh, The
story.
Blind
Yeah,
Side.
The Blind Side. When you
Yeah,
brought that up, it's just
that's a
like,
true
yeah,
story.
that's a really something that in our society, everybody roots for that. And it's a
Mhm.
good, it's just an amazing feeling to see someone come from having, not many resources or whatever it is that they're coming from and be triumphant. That's
Mhm.
an amazing, it's just a great feeling.
So
Everybody
perseverance is another thing that goes
under courage.
under courage,
I
Yep.
just got to share a movie we watched last night. It
right?
was
Like
called,
the willingness.
sorry, I was gonna say, I just want to share a movie I saw last night. It was called A
Go
Dog
ahead.
Goes Home. And it was about a 400-mile trek to go to his home. And it was really wonderful. So if you ever get to watch
Yeah.
it,
Yeah. I watched one on Netflix that was called The British Game or The English Game, and it was all about soccer, which football, they call it football there in England, and about how the common worker uh, got into playing it because it was an aristocratic game, and they wouldn't allow like mill workers or the common man in England play. And it's a story of how the mill workers broke in and beat the aristocrats and changed the whole game of football in England and claimed it for everyone, which
buddy.
was again, they were the underdogs. And
Yeah.
just the whole attitude of the aristocrats was, disgusting. But that's happening
Yes.
all the time. I mean, that happens all the
Yeah.
time. It happens today.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
happening right here in our
yeah,
country. Yeah.
yeah, right now. And certainly the unhoused are underdogs. And yet so many of them are so resilient, you know, get their way back into society. Anyway, good call, Beck, bringing up underdog. Yeah, when we think of the word under, it's interesting because the first thing that went to my mind when I said, "Oh, that's a good word." I don't know why it's a good word, but I was led to use it. I said because it's what's beneath our action, our choices. It's lying under our what we do. And we talked about that. We've talked about that yesterday in our strategy. I don't know if it's called the strategy hour, but whatever it was called yesterday. And it's just a matter of making decisions and choices. And that's what's under that is it can be fear that motivates it. It can be fear that blocks us. It can be limiting beliefs. It can be courage. It can be faith, all the things that you guys have brought up. So I think it was a good word.
What
Because
was
I
the other
can't find my
category?
paper. Hmm?
Was there another category we were supposed to talk about? Like
Another
what?
category? No, the word is under whatever you
Yeah, but
get,
then
whatever kind.
you said there was on your paper another thing.
I had the word what, but I don't know what I was going to put right after it because we got talking about underdog. But if we just think of this as a process, because we're trusting the process, right? The process of understanding what lies beneath courage and then taking action by overcoming what keeps us from taking the action, the fear, the self-doubt, the limiting beliefs. Because we talked about that on what day was it? Oh, it was on Heart to Heart when we talked about I think the quotes, and one of the quotes was I can't remember now, but it was about what kept us from being creative was, I think it was self-doubt. I think that's what one of them was, and then one of them was being too rigid, right? Like that wasn't the word, but it was structure or not being open to curiosity or possibilities. So I think it kind of goes together. Um, we have the knowledge. We have the knowledge of what builds courage and what keeps us from being courageous. So when we're afraid, we can access trusting ourselves. We can access faith in ourselves or our higher power or whatever it is, or others. You know, we can access these qualities that we've written down in order to overcome those blocks or those walls that keep us from accessing the courage and acting on it. And we're not talking about jumping out of planes or, doing a bungee jump. We're talking about moving forward in our lives to be the person that we're meant to be. And we talk about that a lot. And really, it isn't a difficult formula. It's the choice and the action that we take that's a challenge. I don't like to say hard. I say it's a challenge, you know? At least that's
Opportunity.
the way it is in my life. It's a challenge to take that action many, many times, whether it's fear or it's just self-doubt. I think I shared that in one of the meetings we had this week. We've had so many, was that I still, even now um when I get, maybe, I don't want to say the word depressed because it's not really, I just, feel overwhelmed maybe, but I don't know, I don't like that word either. I just am not taking action. And it often comes down to not believing in myself, Even now, when I've lived this long and had the opportunities and the successes that I've been blessed to have, I still go there. And that blocks me from having courage. And that awareness is helpful. It's helpful then to access trust. And I write acknowledgments, and then I start saying, "Oh, yeah, okay, I did a lot."
Comparison
Yeah.
was one of the other things that,
That's right.
oh,
Comparison. I'm going to add that to the list of fear, self-doubt, limiting beliefs, and comparison. Yeah.
yeah, I found this, it really stayed with me and I wrote it down on my planner. Actually, I wrote it on my Heart of Courage page just because it was the next spot that I had in my planner.
Yeah.
So, it was a graphic that says, failure isn't the problem, quitting is.
Mm-hmm.
Anger isn't the problem, yelling is. Disappointment isn't the problem, blaming is. Disagreement isn't the problem, disrespect is. Pain
Yeah.
isn't the problem, hurting people is.
What was that what was that last one?
Pain.
Pain. Okay.
Jealousy isn't the problem, controlling is. Social media isn't the problem, comparison is.
Ah,
Your feelings are valid, but your reaction is your choice.
I love it.
So I saved all of that. And then in my notes, I actually highlighted just the first part and then the last part. So each
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So failure is, quitting. Anger is yelling. Disappointment is blaming. Disagreement is disrespect. Pain is hurting people. Jealousy is controlling. Social media is comparison. Your feelings are your choice.
Could
Okay.
you share that on the page?
Oh, yeah,
I will.
I think I've got it all, but failure is quitting,
Yep.
anger is yelling,
Yep.
disappointment is blaming, disagreement is disrespect, pain is hurting people, jealousy, I didn't get that one,
Is controlling.
controlling. And social media is comparison.
Yes. And your feelings are your choice.
Your feelings are valid.
Yep. But
They
your
will-
reaction is your choice.
But your reaction is what?
Your
Choice.
choice.
I didn't get the last word. Your action,
Choice.
choice.
You know that word we keep talking about all week.
Yeah,
Choice.
yeah. Yeah. No,
The
I love
power that
that.
we have. The choice.
Yeah, that's
Beautiful
great.
choice. So yeah, that stuck with me. And I mean, and really out of those, what's been talked about this week in all the various conversations I've had is comparison and how it
Yeah.
truly is the thing that when we can look at ourselves and be trusting that, you know, we have enough, we are enough,
Yeah.
we are worthy, and that our journey is ours, and that we don't need to look outside to say she's better, or he's got it going on, or they know what to do, they got the steps, that we have what we need. It's really getting quiet enough to listen to ourselves, our intuition, that underlying, you know, whisper of what just the next step
Yeah. Yeah.
comes from just honoring that and courage.
Yeah. I love this. I love this. Failure is quitting, anger is yelling. And your feelings are your choice, right?
Yeah, we think we have all these problems. So I don't know, that image just stuck with me from this graphic. And maybe I'll make it into a graphic to share with you guys in the
That would be
community.
great.
Love that. I
That
would
would be
love that.
great. Yeah, I would love that as
And like
well.
highlight my points, because that wasn't how it was on the image. That was just what my brain did. Like, I
Yeah.
know these are
Yeah.
all problems.
I
Let me
love your
just get to the
brain
solution.
Yeah. Well, and
Thank you,
they're
Carol.
actually,
and your
yeah.
heart.
Yeah.
You love
Yeah.
my brain and my heart.
Yes.
Yes, we do love your heart and your brain. Yeah, that's
I love
that
bringing
really
them together.
fits what we've been talking about. I guess this all comes under creativity, because we create our environment. We create our feelings. We create our feelings and own our feelings, and we also create our reactions, you know. So maybe it's the topic of creativity that's just kind of really pulling a lot of this together under that topic. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because we definitely create we create courage or not. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I love that. That's
we
great.
create something.
We're always creating, because we're
One way or
always
another.
making choices. We're always
Yeah.
making choices. I mean, every moment we're making a choice. What
And
comes
that's,
out
I
of our
think,
mouth?
I think that's the gift that God gave us, is our choice, our free
Yeah, our
will.
free will. We said it together, our free will. Yeah, and that's the only thing that he doesn't take away from us, and it's the only thing we can give back to him. You know, is to make choices that are in alignment with what we were created to be.
Yep.
You know, which is loving.
100%.
Yep, is to be loving human beings. You know, to love and cherish one another. And yeah,
That takes courage.
absolutely, absolutely. Carol, we even have to love our enemies. We were talking about something before, you might have
Yes.
heard. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
do actually pray for that person every day.
I try to, but I can't
I do.
always.
I mean, it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Terry, you gotta look for the innocence.
That's right.
Look for the
Boy,
innocence. At
boy,
some
is that a
point, they were
challenge. What a
they
challenge,
were
huh?
they were a raw human as well.
Absolutely. They had a mother that loved them.
Or not.
Maybe. Yeah, but
Yes,
it's
of
like,
I
course.
have to jump off, but thank you
okay.
so much.
Well, you have
Well,
you have an appointment, right?
I'm going to play Mahjong with my
Oh,
friends.
fun. Sometime you need to teach me how to play it. I don't know how I fail every time.
That would be fun to have four sets of four people and they have their own game. And oh no, that wouldn't work. That just wouldn't work.
Okay, well,
But
have
maybe
fun.
I'll bring my Mahjong set to Philadelphia.
Oh, do, because you're
Ooh,
rooming with us and you can teach me. That would be
yay.
amazing. Okay,
Yes.
you write that
It's a
down so
date.
you
There
don't
you go.
forget. So you
Oh,
don't
I don't know.
forget.
Will it
So
fit
you
in my
remember.
suitcase? Hmm.
Is it big? Because we could do it online.
No, that's not the same game.
Oh, okay. Okay, then
That's not it.
that's what I play is online.
That's
So,
just a matching game.
oh, okay. Oh, so it's
Mahjong.
even different than that. Okay.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
I can't wait. All right.
All right. Bye bye.
Have fun.
Yep. Thanks. You too.
She's so cute.
Terry, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about with the topic of under or anything
Well,
you wanted to
I
add?
think we probably covered it. I think the main thing for me was I did a graphic on my notes was what is under courage, what are the qualities under courage, and then what allows us to access that is to choose it, right? And then what keeps us from doing that is fear, self-doubt, limiting beliefs, and comparison. So we can add to this, can add to this as we go along about what other things are under courage, beneath courage, what are the foundations of courage. And then I liked our conversation about underdog, and I loved the thing you shared. So my page is full.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I thought that Leah
Oh,
might be
okay.
here. Hmm?
Here's another. I know, me too. I just looked up something really quick, and something that I know you talk a lot about in your coaching is taking risks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the courage, like underlining courage, thinking about, risking the things as we are being courageous as
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
risking like embarrassment or, rejections,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, those topics as well. Um,
Yeah,
and
and those kind
and
of
what's
under.
underneath that is vulnerability.
Yep, yep. And I think that because we've talked a lot about fear and all the components of fear, vulnerability, spelling
Mm-hmm.
it, that's what when we talk about fear, that's what it is: fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough, fear of, just all the different things that we might be afraid of,
Emotions.
the emotions that we might be afraid of. Yeah, which is again a block to acting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And another thing with, so I love that you brought the what's under courage. Like when you said that, I was like, oh, what a creative way to get to a conversation that isn't just, how we've been doing it. So wanted to just make sure I said that to you, like way to be creative in our month of creativity to like get to a point of like, hey, what do we want to discuss about the heart of courage? And another thing that I'm looking at here is thinking about, I know we mentioned willingness, but like the willingness to even question like our own thoughts and assumptions about something, challenging those beliefs that tend to be like outdated, because we continue to show up with a courageous heart in our day-to-day life, that it's like we need to have that willingness to
Yeah.
question the things that are coming with courage
Yep.
and challenge those beliefs or thoughts
Yep.
regularly so that we
Yep.
continue to grow and expand beyond yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I just added more to the list. Yeah, I think that probably as we go through the month of creativity, we could add a lot to this page, both on the
Yeah.
side of what keeps us from acting and what's the underpinning of courage to take the action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I just ran out of room on that side. I'll have to make another side. Yeah, but I can't find my paper because I moved and then I moved my office and then I'm in the process of going through a bunch of papers and I couldn't find my little paper that I have my courage acronym written on. It was right
Oh,
there. It was right there like a week ago. And so I'm thinking, okay, I don't know what I had written down as the next word. And so
well, I
I'm,
guess by natural progression, we're going to move to R
yeah, yeah.
since we're trying
Well,
really hard to figure out what to go with
well,
the U.
Carol had said a couple of things and I had written them down, but she didn't remember either what they were. So
Hmm.
I thought, well, as I was doing my makeup and getting ready, it just kept coming to me. I think that's a weird word to, and then the word beneath and then the word foundation. And so I think it was meant to be.
Nice. So are we going to
But
move to R
yeah, we'll
for
move to
August?
R. Well, let me
Okay.
see if I can find my paper. Um, but I think we probably could, I think this was our fifth or sixth word for you. So we'll
Yeah.
move to R, and there's a lot of good R words. So maybe we'll start out with reflection or resilience or, there's so many good R words.
Yes. And I'm sure you do have a list. So
Yeah, yeah,
beautiful. Well, for those
yeah,
of the people on the replay, we're going to be doing this in August. It looks like it'll be the 7th, Friday, August 7th. So be sure to join us in the room and share in the discussion
yeah, for
for
sure.
the first Friday, 9
Yeah, and it'll
a.m.
be the first
Central.
Friday. Yeah,
Yeah, and 7 a.m. Pacific time, where Terry's at.
yeah,
Awesome. Thank you, Terry.
yeah, you bet.